All right. Pardon me, mild phlegm blockage in my throat. Welcome to day 880. Also, whenever I fidget around before a stream goes on, I sometimes I do it in different. I was doing this before, and there's a little noise because my mouth is open and the air flowing through my mouth. This is you guys are gonna hate when I do this, but this is totally productive and relevant, guys. That sounds like something like that's probably because I'm breathing while doing it. All right, well, that was retarded. Welcome to day 880. My name's Brian Case. I eat paper, and you will not because incitement's illegal. We've said it many, many dozens of times before. Whew, and I hate to break my own rule and disclose what score of the day I'm feeling today, but it is an 8.3. I'm like actually feeling great. Again, that could change. Because I had a terrible intro, it's dropped down to a 8.29, but I'm rounding up. So it's still an 8.3. But yesterday, truly and honestly, was about a 5.2. We just barely broke even. I don't know, man. It's just that Saturday was such garbage. Truly a 2.3 out of 10 day. There were high points, but oh man, the lows were fucking low, and it was mostly lows, I'll tell you. But I think it's kind of the recovery. I called it hangover for a hangover. And the fact that I came up with a phrase that bad is indicative of my day. I was just exhausted. Fortunately, I had nothing to do, which did weigh on my conscience. So it all kind of fell together into a 5.2. But things are so much better now. I'm doing school, specifically this debate class, and we're actually engaging in debates now. Oh man, I've had like the most energetic, jubilant day in a long ass time. I was on top of my morning routine today. My one thing that's weighing on me is there's just an assortment, a smorgasbord, if you will, of things that I know I need to do, and I am not doing any of them. For one, I need to move my stupid ass drum kit back in here. I need to practice. I'm out of practice, and I'm going to jams, and I'm doing gigs. And if I lose my chops, I'm screwed. Mm. Also, I just hate unfamiliarity, and changing the branding, look, and name of this channel is throwing me off a little bit, just subconsciously in my head. I want to pretend that has no effect on my conscience, but it simply does not. It doesn't not. I mean, it does have an effect on my conscience, meaning it doesn't not. But okay, we're good. Just checking to make sure the promo went up. Oh yeah, Pope Francis died. That's relatively inconsequential. I'm caught up in my own troubles right now. Also, just looking at my calendar, I'm going to have a meeting about the current president of Toastmasters, about being president of Toastmasters, which naturally entails more work. I need to reschedule this Kennedy appointment. Jesus. Oh my God. And then debate meeting tomorrow as well as movie night. That's going to be a busy ass day. And the Kennedy meeting will have to be rescheduled to some day. Wednesday, the Holly thing. We're going to survive that one. And also the 2 p.m. DOR call. Jesus, what a fucking ridiculously packed day. And then Panama later on. Panama will be my safety guide. Safety net. Yes. Safety guard. It'll be my safeguard and my safety net. Because I'll hang out for like an hour. I'll be like, hey, I got to go to Panama. I really do. It's an obligation. They want me over there to drum. I did not prepare for this when I came over here. I'm so sorry. I'm a bad planner. Now, please let me go, which is actually true. I did not consider Panama when I scheduled this, but she's a nice person. She's a very nice person, but it's like definitely like, socially when you get into a room with somebody and it's like you're speaking two completely different languages. It's like within 3 seconds you encounter like a brick wall and you'll be like, oh, okay, I don't think I think I can only go down like 2 lanes of conversation with you. Your favorite TikTok dance and what you ate for breakfast this morning, none of which I am interested in wasting my time with. So it's one of those things. But and it's totally immoral to talk about it here on the stream. I don't even know why I brought it up, but yep, very nice person. Nothing wrong with it. It's just I'm the awkward one. It's my fault. So, maybe I gotta just try and make it work. And if things end up going bad, I'll be like, gotta go play jazz. It's my job. Even though I'm not getting paid to do it tonight, but I won't tell her that. But yeah. DOR, Concentra. Jesus, why am I still doing that? And then the Robert meeting, and then Toastmasters. It's a pretty light Toastmasters meeting. It's just going to be a scavenger hunt. There's no viewers here, so I'm just thinking out loud and looking through my calendar app. Friday, 1 p.m. Susan, then work. Okay. And then when that's over, Saturday, no work. The debate cool down. And then Sunday, we're going to try and do the fucking busk that we're clearly not planning very well for. God damn it. All right. I'll have to make that work. Okay, there's nothing that needs to be dealt with urgently right now. So Mm. The next week is surprisingly free. All right, cool. Wow, 5 minutes and literally nobody came. All right, this is kind of what I want today, actually. I'm in a good mood. If I get detracted, there are people coming over to my house. They're having a movie night, so it's actually in my best interest to be on task. I do know that sometimes when videos get mysteriously little views like this, they get a lot of playback. A lot of people play the stream back, and it gets a couple hundred. And like, I was half-assing the whole thing because there was no energy to bounce it off of. Why is the only streams people watch back en masse are the ones where nobody shows up when it's live, and so it's just me weak. It's my weak ass talking to myself, or me having weak ass small talk with myself. There we go. Still a little discombobulated from next week, and discombobulated from anticipating what this week will be. This is a surprisingly free day this week, so but I'm just going to set the expectation to we got to work, which just makes my days overall better. So it's like, even though the negative anticipation is actually positive, which is really weird to think about, but the more I think of it as a positive thing, my expectations get adjusted in a way that'll disappoint me. And then, so negative anticipation and being mentally prepared when I wake up in the morning, it's like, oh, okay, we got to turn our brain off and just work. And that works nearly every time. I think that's kind of the antidote. In order to experience good, you must anticipate bad. That's a very interesting way to go about life. It's the secret formula. It's worked so far, And then when I go on a roll for the rest of the day, I'm good. So I can still anticipate good today. And most of the time, like, actually, it's more like 50%, but I have a better batting average than I normally do if I wake up expecting a day off. But it's like things get quite good. As long as I wake up in the morning and go, you got to do work today. Get your morning routine done. Eat your scrambled eggs with Parmesan cheese melted on top, which is delicious, by the way. Thank you very much. And once I overcome that first hurdle, which oftentimes I don't, and I'm like in a slump the whole fucking day, But what really woke me up was truly like engaging with that argumentation class. So actually, I revised my statement. There's two ingredients that are required. There is the waking up mindset, then attending a class that really challenges you and gets those particular gears in my head turning. There's so much shit that I'm doing, including my current job at Pizza Port right now, that doesn't entail stuff like that. If I could regularly do shit like that as a part of my schedule, engage in debates and arguments and very, very involved conversations, that'd be great. Maybe, I don't know, legislative debater court person could be a career for me, because it's just whenever I do that, we got into two debates or two discussions. One was a real debate and the other was a discussion anticipating a debate we're doing later on. And one was about legalizing prostitution, a lot to go into there. I have some pretty concrete points about it, though. It's very interesting, though. There's a lot to be debated. And then there's making community college free, which is kind of a softball. It's like, I wish those were actually flipped. I wish my final grade was actually the prostitution one, because that's just a better subject than give community college students free shit, But I mean, it's just great going through each individual point. It's like, I was calling my mom and we were just going back and forth about the different pros and cons and whether we would be gov or op. I mean, I'm an op for both, which is interesting because op doesn't even propose their own plan. All they do is negate the government's plan. It's like, oh, we propose we help people out in this way that we think works. I'm like, here's the reasons why that sucks and why we shouldn't improve the laws at all. Now, counterplan is a way to oppose the government argument, but my teacher is saying I shouldn't do that because then I have burden of proof and I have 3 times the work than if I just gave reasons as to why a plan wouldn't work. Although when engaging with reasoning, it would behoove a debater to actually go, well, the impoverished or the underprivileged, this is not their only way out, right? Because a lot of government fucking things will go, this is their only way. And that's them trying to trick us into acquiring the burden of proof, which is annoying as hell. Because the only rebuttal is like, no, it's not. There are other ways. What other ways? Are you proposing a counter plan? There's a difference between already existing, because, okay, here's an example. Been a while, huh? Honey, I'm home. All right, let's pin that shit. I now remember the catchphrase. I know I took a 3-day pre-recorded streak. It's been a while, but it's nice to be back. It's nice to be back and kind of be within the Brian Case in parentheses paper eater canon. It's weird. It's weird. Rebranding, I know. It's a little strange. But yeah, Should community college be free, right? And we didn't choose our positions. We're op now. We're opposing the idea of community college being free. Lots of research left to be done, but it is argued that nothing is really free, right? Every single resource that could fund that, a lot of the people who want free fucking handouts, the community colleges to give to them, they will cost money somewhere. So it's like if they're being supplied for free, you're just costing either taxpayers or the government in general more money. So, they'll have to define what free means. And plus, if you're paying for a class, there is a psychological study that we have not found yet, but we know exists, that incentivizes greater GPA performance. If you're paying for a class, the performance is better. So, okay, what if we implemented the legislation that said every single textbook and every single free cheese cracker sandwich that you get, every resource in community college is free, right? If that happens, then you're going to get worse grades and taxpayers will be paying 3 times what they normally would be paying for community college. That's irreversibly terrible as a position. I don't know. That's just me though. But again, I'm just repeating stuff that I said during this discussion. There's far more areas to go. And plus, we aren't proposing a counterplan by going these things like financial aid and compensation for veterans, right? Which is I believe there's a huge overlap in the demographic of veterans and those who are too schedule-wise conflicted to fully commit well in community college, and they might have a money shortage. But also financially, veterans are notoriously screwed, but we also help them. We have found many ways to already provide to the impoverished and the less privileged or whatever without making it entirely free. And I mean, it's like affirmative action, just throwing them in there and just getting a bunch of kids who can't afford shit in there for free. That's a terrible idea, brute forcing a situation rather than tactically and surgically adjusting and selecting certain groups and not increasing their opportunity, but increasing their capability, their training, their schooling, the resources necessary for them to acquire their own opportunities. We don't give opportunities for free to these potential college students. You want to know why? Because if they don't learn how to learn, they will drop out within 3 months. That's why affirmative action didn't work. Okay, if it's because schools aren't funded properly, fund the low-income schools a little better. The government can do that just as much as they can set aside 20 seats for 20 black kids who are going to drop out within 3 weeks, just so that people can legislatively go, see, we solved the problem, and then shit wasn't gotten. As a matter of fact, you ruined lives because then you had, black kids who are in there because of their race and not because of merit. Am I correct? Not that I'm advocating for a primary meritocracy, but an exclusive meritocracy where merit is significant, but you also adjust things in order to give better textbooks so that the black students can learn, so they actually gain the merit, gain the learning abilities to go up there and perform well, not have a seat handed to them for free because they're black. It's not equivalent to free community college, but we're going down a similar lane of debate. Anyways, just discussing this makes my day better, kind of calibrates my brain. I don't drink coffee and I don't need coffee, all right? Because I'm telling you, that type of conversation, I see obvious holes to kind of fill conversationally, go, I'm going to give my reasons for this. I fill them. We did. I like how I'm saying this by saying I'm filling holes. Gross, but yes. Jorge Perry, I feel like I'm pronouncing this wrong. The short playing the drums just came out of nowhere. Yeah, my playing was pretty sloppy, but that was a real repost. Real REEL, not REAL, on Instagram. I got 100,000 views, which surprised me. Now I know that it's probably not gonna. That was luck. It's not gonna get the same amount of views on my fucking YouTube, but I'm just going to be reposting a lot of the stuff from here. And a lot of people who are on here, especially my YouTube shit, do not know that I'm a jazz musician. That not just that, not to fucking talk myself up, but I am a professional and I am for hire and I've already been hired. I am being hired. We're city council counted, or what is it? The city council of which city? I forgot. And if the people at city council are watching this, shout out to you guys. Makes me feel excellent about how our band performed at the cancer fundraiser, which is great. The city of, really, we're not gonna, there we go. Canyon Lake. Yeah. The city council of Canyon Lake wants us to play in October 2nd at their little State of the City event. And it's going to be a good rate for that too. So And we're going to be doing more. I'm going to be spamming a lot of clips. This is what I was warning some of y'all about on my Instagram story with that. You guys don't, a lot of you guys don't follow. Actually, you know what? You know what? My dignity is already erased today. I'm going to just shamelessly plug this bullshit because I'm a lot more active consistently and in a diverse fashion on my Instagram. So there it is. I'm quite proud of it. We've done a good job, me and my team of researchers. And you'll find a lot more of the music stuff, and you'll find me working with very, very skilled musicians who I do respect a hell of a lot, and I think we do a lot of great work out there at local bars and businesses and venues, and apparently city council meetings now. So we're going to be, any clips that are good, we try and publish them. So there you go. But I'm going to be posting a lot more slop in short form. So hopefully people can kind of wade past those little proverbial useless buoys floating above the water and really get to what really matters, which are these lives. Because I love the engagement. It's great. It's just people will now see the fact that I rebranded this thing, new picture, new name. So it's unrecognizable in the notification center now, which probably caused confusion. People are like, why am I subbed to this guy? Unsubscribe. Also because my profile picture is unrecognizable because it's when I had no hair. Probably doesn't help me. Actually, quite surprised you guys are even fucking here. You guys managed to recognize me, or maybe you guys just clicked out of curiosity or recognized the title. But yes, I will be posting more shorts. I will be trying to repost old good content videos, the ones that I actually am more proud of and I figure are worth reposting. Just to see, like, I don't know if that's, honestly, it's weird. I don't know if that's good or bad. Like, will it flood and oversaturate all the shit? Is it more satisfying to see exclusively paper reading content when you click on the videos tab? Will you guys be okay if I repost, like, what I believe to be higher quality, good content videos that already exist on the main channel and just reposting those same pictures or those videos here? Like, if I do that, you guys won't be mean to me. I mean, you can be mean, but, like, I hope that the benefit is worth the meanness. Like, if you guys are going to be mean, that's fine as long as I actually see some sort of algorithmic improvement or somebody goes, whoa, I haven't seen this because because the videos you work really hard on are on the channel where you have half as many subs as your paper reading thing. So I feel like the obvious solution is to just repost all that shit here, right? To be honest, I mostly watch your streams. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Just post my shit. You guys will see past all the shit that I post and you will find the lives too. Stay right here, man. I love it. I really, like, I think this year I've really come to appreciate just the people who join and the fact that, like, even if you guys are mildly invested, it's not like I'm like this titular point in your guys' life, but I mean, it's cool. I mean, I think Monkey type shit and Myra specifically, I think they haven't come as consistently because of the rebranding and also because my time is inconsistent. I started half an hour late, but still, like, I mean, I acquired it because I was consistent. I will stay consistent with this new branding. It's just a rough patch, plus all of the re-uploading of old stuff that will be happening on here. Fair warn. Like, when like this happens, as long as I stay consistent with the streams and focus on those, like I am pretty happy about what I've accrued, and I know I can, I know that there will always be appreciation to give and consequently appreciation to acquire. And I think it's weird. When I started actually caring more about the interactive aspect, then I really built up this little posse of people who, like, actually constructively added to the streams, had their own personalities, really, and I don't know. It's weird because maybe, I mean, it's the internet. I shouldn't be surprised, but I mean, you guys don't even really know me. And I mean, you guys are sticking around and doing all this stuff. And so I really appreciate it. So, and I'm saying that with like a blank face right now. It's because I'm tired, but like, I really mean it. I really mean that I'm appreciative because it's a very special thing. There's so much apathy on the fucking internet right now. You have no idea. So you searched up your mom in the search bar. I'm surprised I came up first. You'd think there'd be a lot of them. You'd think there'd be a lot of moms, but apparently I was the most motherly. So yeah, that's true. That's true. I hope that that's an unusual way of finding my shit. Most people say the condom review. That's still raking in a couple hundred views every month or so. So maybe it's because of that. Maybe the your mom thing helped me out. I don't know. Maybe this is less brand friendly. I'm not sure, but most people were because of the condom review. So I mean, Theoretically, if I stay consistent with this stream, more people will come, maybe. But that's my hope. And the people who are here, feel free to stick around. Always appreciate you guys. Oh yeah, the guy. You know, it's not the yeah exactly. So I mean, there's so many different facets through which people found me. Right, the Godzilla promotion, Goji guy, he calls himself now. So interesting. I don't know how these two goofballs found me, but these two Godzilla channels found me, and then I guess they were posting about it on their Discord. You know, one of the 800-day paper video popped up. Yeah. So like the paper streams in of themselves, one every like out of every 20 streams or videos or installments of the series I do, one just blows up and a bunch of people see it. So it's interesting. It's fucking interesting. There's like 10 dozen different ways in which this channel pulls. So it's like if I'm like, I changed this one aspect, you know, it's whatever. Calm down, Brian. Calm down. Yes, thank you, Brian, for telling me that just now. I am calm. But yeah, we're making moves. We're making slightly risky moves on the internet. But honestly, like, yeah, we got to do that. We got to do that if we want to. We got to shake it up and see if anything reacts, you know. So we gotta not be scared of failure. And of course, I mean, it's happened before. And I'd say worst case scenario, I fail and it's really funny. Best case scenario, I don't fail. Good things happen. We're almost done with the paper, gentlemen and gentle ladies, just in case. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's great. Like I think a very common pathway for me to go down personally is like whenever I accrue something that I see as very special or I assign a lot of value to it, my mind immediately goes to shit, I really don't want to lose this at all costs. And then things get weird. Like parasocially speaking, things get weird. So I have to thread this needle. I truly do appreciate it. But I mean, I'm still going to be doing my own thing and I'm going to be making moves that may or may not resonate with certain people. But I do streams. It's rare if nobody shows up. So even if it's 3 viewers or 12 viewers or 1 viewer, whoever comes, I know I'm being listened to by at least one pair of ears, even if it's in the background while they're drawing furry fan art or whatever, you know? So I think it's interesting. I think the brain, not my brain, but the brain. Excuse me. Oh my God. I see just Coke really does it to my gullet. Yeah. I'm like interrupting myself in conversation. Wait, any more burps? Okay. I think that's the last one, but just if it goes from like 3 people to 12 people, there's a certain point where my brain just doesn't register it. Like all I really need are just the inevitable couple of people there just giving me like something to work off of, and the streams on a technical level go smoothly. On like in emotional appreciation level, that number gets a little higher. Like I'm sure the difference between 1,000 and 100,000, the things get a little different, but again, I'm not that big. So, you know, in this little underground corner where the expectation is complete what's the word? Complete, not oblivion. It's a video game. It's being obscure, complete obscurity. Yeah, it's like where my expectation is complete obscurity, but people are still here. They remember shit from previous streams. They're regulars on the stream, and they're like having fun and having conversation. Like, it just makes me feel so good and makes me go like, it's just a miracle that I'm even here right now. It's a miracle that I'm even able to do this. It's a miracle that these people who probably live like 3 continents away from me, you know, people from Britain, people from Australia, Johnny Cook, who isn't really here anymore, but he used to be here often, who was this like 50-year-old guy with like a family, and he would gather his 2 daughters and his wife around here to watch me, which was weird because I would talk about some adult subjects, but like, I guess it was more of a laissez-faire family, but like, man, it really, I don't know how else to phrase it. It just warms my heart. Like it really warms my heart to know that like people care, especially because like the way the internet is, it's marked by apathy. Everyone's so apathetic. So anybody who takes so much time, you guys are still here, which is my point, to just watch me ramble. It's like there's a place for everybody. Anybody can get excited here on the internet. And if you really just are consistent and stop being extraordinarily fearful of obscurity and rejection, which are both inevitable in this world, once you stop being scared of it, you don't even feel it anymore. And then you come across, you know, people who care enough to engage. And that's what it's all about. Just those couple hurdles you got to jump over. Adjust the mindset. You have good days, you have bad days, but you have the people who stays. That was a very badly forced rhyme, but you get my point. I'm from Mexico just watching to procrastinate on homework. That's right. You don't need education. If you're probably in high school then. So just know once you leave high school, you realize all of your grade performances, none of that shit matters. I'm sure the system's built different in Mexico, but I feel like Mexico's a country that prioritizes GPAs a little less than, say, places like UCLA around here. So I still think you're in a good position, which is short for position. That is your rhetoric lesson of the day. Okay. Last piece, gentlemen. You ready? Feel free to hold your imaginary piece of paper and just eat alongside me. Let's eat in sync. Me real, you pretend. 3, 2, 1. All right, cool. GPA and a thing here. Yeah, lucky duck. God damn it. It's quite weird. I mean, that's a whole other debate to have, isn't it? It's like, are we better off in America because the GPA system incentivizes better performance from students, but there will always still be the underperformers, and they're so much more royally screwed, hypothetically. I don't know too much about the system, but I would imagine that like the bottom half of the GPA performers would be way less screwed if, you know, there wasn't a system like that because we'd be all on an even keel. But then again, more resources and more funding means higher stakes, which entails people to have these incentive systems like GPA. Pros and cons, I guess. It always comes down to one is not explicitly and objectively better than the other, but I'm sure there are many ways in which I would love to be in Mexico because my GPA is literally 1.9. Yes, I am retarded, but I promise you it's not just that. I did skip entirely on a fucking pre-calc class, which was 8 credits. So 8 missing credits is like 3 Fs in like an honor in 3 honors classes. So it's pretty major hit. If I attended that class, I probably would have gotten a C minus and I'd be way better off. So, you know, maybe I should have done that instead. God damn it. But whatever. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching Eating a Sheet of Paper a Day, day 880. 1 out of 10 milestone, everybody. Make sure to live, laugh, cry, and also not die. And until next time, this is goodbye. See you, gentlemen, tomorrow. Part of my burp. The end.